Welcome. My name is Amy Kochek with Amy Kochek Creative. Listen, technology is a beautiful thing until technology is not beautiful. But we have pushed through this morning's technology issues, and we are here, and the universe is going to grant us a lovely interview with zero issues. Because we have some really exciting things to talk about and share with you. And I have an amazing, amazing guest. So I like to always intro with what we're doing and who we are. So this is Extraordinary Stories with Extraordinary People. The purpose behind this is that I believe that your story is the most powerful asset that you possess. And too many of us are not sharing our stories. So because of that, I am highlighting the lives and the stories of some really phenomenal people doing really great things on this earth. And this morning is no different. My guest today, his name is Simon Lewis, and I connected to Simon actually a little over a month ago on Facebook, and just from looking at his Facebook page and the things that he's been doing, he is a world changer. He is doing really amazing things. And the journey for him getting to where he's at is so fascinating. And I think it's going to help a lot of people. So, Simon, we're just going to jump right into it. At first, I want you to introduce who you are, what you do, any other fun facts about you that you want us to know. Just tell us who you are.
Well, full name Simon Lewis. From the UK in London. I live in a place called Hackney. It's right near the city. Yeah, right now I run a small security company. It gets me by, and yeah, that's the main things about myself.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into your pivotal moment because this is the most exciting part. So I want you to take us to this moment in your life where at one point you have this idea of where your life's going to go, the direction you're going in, how it's going to lay out. And then something happens in your life that changes it. So I want you to set us up. What's going on beforehand? Who is Simon? What's he doing? And then take us to this pivotal moment where everything shifts in your life.
It's not a nice story. When I was 16, my brother was murdered. And that literally just changed my life upside down. I had this whole idea that, me and my brother, we was going to live the life, we was going to do this, we were going to do that. And just like that, everything changed. And it took me a long while to find myself, because everything I dreamt of, everything I thought was going to be just changed just like that. And it taught me a lot about life and realization. So that was one of the biggest things that actually changed me. That kind of led me on to taking life a bit more seriously, looking at life differently. And yeah, my brother was always a good person. He always was trying to change the world. So is my mum, so is my dad. So it's in the blood. And I wanted to continue it. I wanted to carry the fire, carry the torch. And I feel like everything I do is, obviously it's for me, but it's for him as well too. I always feel like if he's looking down on me from heaven, how is he going to be looking at me? Is he going to be looking at me like, he's not happy, or is he going to be looking at me saying, "Hey, yo, check him out. Look what he's doing. He's doing great." So, I try to live every day, and I'm always trying to aim for the sky and make sure that he's looking down with a smile.
I love that. So after your brother dies and you get to the point of like actually securing a career, figuring out like what your market's going to be on this world, what did you decide to do? Like, what do you do for your day job, let's say?
Okay, so I would take it back a bit. So I've always done martial arts. I was world champion at 18. I've always liked helping people. It's always been in the thing. And I've done a few different little businesses. But the thing I'm doing now, I'm doing security. So I kind of look after people. And I always knew that I was going to do big things in the world. I always wanted to change the world. And I've been trying to find some way to do it. So I kind of went traveling. I went backpacking for 6 months. I just thought I had enough of this rat race. I've always was doing research, trying to improve myself. And it got to a point I just felt like I hitting a wall. So I thought maybe anything that I need to find, whatever I'm looking for, I'm not going to find it here in England. So I thought, let me jump on a plane and go to Southeast Asia and do backpacking. And, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about new things. And I was trying to find my purpose. And I came back after 6 months, and I've always wanted to get my mum and dad to retire. I wanted them to, enjoy the better bits of life because they had a bit of hardness. And we went backpacking together, Southeast Asia again. And then my purpose kind of found me. Yeah.
Okay, so pause for a second. So let's go to the first time that you're backpacking. What kind of plans did you have when you went there? Like, did you just say, I'm going to backpack and as the wind takes me, so I will go? Or did you have like specific plans for like how this journey was going to unfold?
I'm sorry, say the last bit.
Did you have plans like when you went, or it was like as the wind took you, you just kind of went from place to place?
Yeah, I mean, you have a little bit of planning, like I want to go to this country, that country, this country, but I just thought I was just going to go with the flow of it. And I'm a great believer in law of attraction. And I just thought, what will be, will be.
Yeah. So the first trip, tell us, what are like 2 big things that you took away from that first trip? Like, was that first trip what you thought it would be, like life-changing and eye-opening? And what did you learn?
Okay, I think the number one thing I learned was happiness. I thought I was happy, but deep down I wasn't really happy. And when I was traveling, I found happiness within myself. When you start looking at how other people are living, and we're worried about the silly little things in life, and people who's got kind of nothing have more happiness than us in places like America and England. And so yeah, I kind of find happiness with myself, and it helped me a lot.
Okay. So then you decide to go back the second time, and you're taking your parents with you this time. And you said something super powerful, which is what I believe, is that anytime you're looking for your purpose or you're looking for something greater, usually it comes to you. Like, you don't have to go seek it. It comes to you. So take us through that whole process. How did your purpose come to you?
Okay, so yeah, I was traveling. So on the first time I was trying to find my purpose. This time with my family, it was a family trip. We were supposed to be having the best time ever. And I was traveling. We got to the Philippines, and an old friend of mine reached out to me, and she said, like, Simon, I see you're in the Philippines. I've got this thing going on out there. These people need help. Like, you're good with ideas. Maybe you can go down there and see what you can do. So I was like, yeah, I'm traveling with my family. I can give up 3 days. I'll go down and check them out and see what I can do. On the day I left my family, they was going to Vietnam. So I said to them, I'll catch you up in Vietnam. I was following this location thing, and I should have turned right, but I accidentally turned left. And I kind of just walked into this place, and the whole scenery just changed. It was much more poorer than the most places I've seen. And I carried on walking. I turned right. Then I went into it looked like a rubbish dump site. And I just see lots of kids, adults, walking around, kids running about, kids in bare feet. I walked further. It's like the more I walked, the more deep I was getting into this place. And I kind of figured out that I was in the middle of a rubbish dump site. And one of the things that really did catch my eye, I saw these young kids, they're going through rubbish bags, like, and pulling out bits of food and putting it into like a separate container. And yeah, it gave me that big shock. And then I was supposed to be meeting up with someone, and I contacted them, and they said to me, yeah, I'm in the middle of the slums. So I got directed out, and I met up with the woman, Jane, who runs the charity.
So after you come into this dump area, and you leave, how does that initial going into that dump area, how does that start to impact you? Like, are you impacted? Are you intrigued? Like, what's the next steps after going into that environment?
So yeah, and I've seen poor people, you see it on TV, but when you see it in your face, I mean, it's the smell, and it was just the young kids running around on this rubbish dump site with barefoot. it really hit me. And I kind of thought to myself, like, I have to stay longer maybe. Because I thought, like, I need to come up with some real ideas. I thought, this ain't something I can just walk away from. That was the main thing I had in my head. And it was just just watching these people live like that. I couldn't believe that people in this time of age, that people still live like that. So it really hit me. And yeah, I just kind of went from there.
So did you return to the dump after that?
Yeah, so that day I went and met Jane. Jane was actually heading back to England. So she said that she had a few hours to show me around. She showed me around the dumps, just gave me a heads up on everything. And then she went, and then at that night, I was sitting next to the roadside opposite the dump site, because there's an office behind me where I can get Wi-Fi. So I was telling my friends about what I've been seeing and, how bad it is. And then all of a sudden, I saw these young kids run across the road, and someone's dumped off a lot of rubbish. And it's in one of my first videos, you'll see. And these kids are between 4 and 10, and it's nighttime, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they're going through rubbish. And they've got like a flash torch in their mouth, they've got a carpet knife, and they're going through trying to find food, trying to find plastic, trying to find metal. So I kind of got my phone out then, and I thought, like, I need to film this. I need to show people like what's really happening here. So I tried to speak to the kids. There was a language barrier, obviously, but I could see what was going on, and it really kind of broke my heart there. And I went to bed that night, and then I just couldn't switch off. I started thinking of, like, how can I help? What can I do? What can I do? How can I help? And then in the morning I woke up, I was sitting on that same curb, and that's like the other video you see on my page. There was like about 6 kids that run past on the road, and this road is like a motorway, and they had these big bags, and they was going out scavenging. And then, I started speaking to these young kids. I asked them if they was hungry, so I started feeding them, and we started building a bond. And it was that day there, I kind of phoned up my parents, and I said to them, like, I'm going to stay here much more longer. I don't know when I'm going to meet you up, but, I'm here for now. And my parents, we're always trying to help. So they understood straight away that, my decision. So.
How long did you stay after that? So once you, and let's pause for a minute too, when you said that you felt like your purpose found you. So in that moment of you seeing the rubbish and staying and like making videos, seeing all these young kids, do you have this moment where something like ignites in you and it's like, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do?
Yeah. So there's a brilliant story. So when I was 4 years old, my dad said to me, if you had one wish, what would you wish for? And being a kid, I said, I wish for all the money in the world. And he gave me like a little clap behind the head to say, that's wrong. And I said, what would you wish for? And he said, I'll wish for world peace. And I was like, what's that? And he said, if you wish for world peace, you won't need no money in the world because everything will be peaceful. Everyone will help everyone. And I think that kind of stuck in my head from a young age. So I've always wanted to change the world. Yeah. And I've always been trying to find, a way of doing it, because in England, it's so much red tape. It's so hard to do stuff. And then with this thing here, I just thought to myself, you know what? This is it. This is what I've been looking for. This is where I'm going to try to make an impact, and I'm going to try to change the world. And yeah, that's where my purpose really hit me on. And I knew then that this is what my life is about.
Mm-hmm. So once you decide that you want to stay longer, how long did you end up staying? And then what did you do in those days that you decided to stay longer in that area?
So, like I said, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was walking into. I made friends with the little kids, and I see how the way they was eating and their lifestyle. They was out to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I needed to start thinking of ideas. So with the kids first, I started feeding them. With the charity that I started helping out with, Purple Community Fund, I started teaching martial arts to the kids in the slums. And then that went on to teaching the mothers fitness training. And then that went on to, I started finding out that, in places like this, unfortunately, with young females, as you know, so I started teaching self-defense to the young females as well to help them out. And then this kind of grew. Then I was thinking of ways, every day I was trying to think of ways to really make this big. So social media was the key to it, I think. And I started posting up my videos, and within 3 weeks, it just blew up. I had people messaging me from all over the world asking how can they help. They want to donate. They want to help out the kids. And and then that's where it just kind of started. And then I started working more with the charity. So I started putting the kids that I'm working with, started raising money. We put them into school.
Wow.
So with the program that the charity does, they put them through school. They get 1 meal a day. They get all the uniform, all the school equipment, transport fees. And they also help out the parents as well. Because if you want to help out the kids, you've got to help out the parents as well as to help with the support.
Yeah. How many people would you say are living in this dump?
Well, this is information I've been trying to find out, but because it's hard, but there's about 107,000 people that live here.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, because when I walk around there, it's mostly kids you'll see, but it's so hard to get a number. But then when digging deep, it's about 107,000 people that live like this.
Wow. And do you know, like, are there any assistance that they're getting from the actual country itself?
I don't think they're really getting much help from the country, but then you get people like the Purple Community Fund, the charity, and there's other charities now as well that I'm starting to be aware of. Everyone's just trying to feed and trying to give them education, because education is the key. Out there, if you have no education, you're going to be having the jobs that they do now, scavenging to get by. But if you get a good education, you get a good job, and you can have a decent life. Yeah.
So after you stayed and you started working with the community itself,
fund,
the charity, all of it, teaching self-defense, which I think is so amazing. I think, what I think is interesting too, it's like you're using the natural gifts that you already have, that you're using to make money, that you've used to make money or that you've built as a gift, and you're giving that back, which I think is so like primary when you discover your purpose, is you realize, oh, wait, everything in my life has prepared me for this moment, right? Like even the tragedies of your life, even the death of your brother, like all of that comes together, right? To work into this like purpose that serves more than just yourself. So now I want to ask you, so after, obviously you're not in the Philippines right now. So once you left, have you gone back again? And what are you doing now to kind of set up a more solid system to get them help?
So I've been back for a month now. I didn't want to leave, but I had to leave. I had my own business I had to take care of because, I can't stay away too long. But with the power of social media, the power of sharing, the amount of people that started reaching out to me that wanted to help, started making so much connections with people and businesses. And so since I've been back, I've been having like meetings every day. I'm meeting up with people. People want to help. So that's been really good. There's a lot of things coming out of that. Some things I can't really speak with, but we are talking to some really, really, really high people. And if they can put my idea forward, which you should know in a couple of weeks, I'm definitely going to change so much.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right now, I'm overwhelmed. The power, the law of attraction. When I asked for all this stuff, I thought they was going to give it to me in drips and drabs.
Yeah. The
universe literally just throwing this whole thing at me. I'm like, whoa. It's like every single day I get a phone call, get messaging from people. So the BBC has reached out to me as well. BBC News. They want to take my story. They really want to push it. So it's like, yeah, every day is like, it's amazing. So I'm going to be going back in early July, we're looking at. And I'm going to start working with Jane, who runs the main charity out there. I really want to start learning more about what goes on and how we can help. So what we're going to be doing is moving the 107,000 people from that location to another location, to a province. Now, we've been getting land. The government has gave some land over as well. We're getting containers been donated to us to build like buildings and stuff like that. So like a livelihood. So yeah, it's like it's amazing. So yeah, when I get back, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
I love it. So tell us, what is your big vision? Like, what are you seeing that you want to accomplish in this area and with this people? Like, what's the big picture for you?
Right, my big picture. This is, to me, this is just the start. For the Filipino people, all the people that I've seen that live in Port, we're going to move them to another location. We're going to teach them how to farm, and we're going to teach them another way how to make money, because this is the thing. If you move them over to there, they don't know how to make money. It's like getting an Eskimo and then sending him over to the jungle and telling him to survive. They don't know how to survive. So we're going to teach them to build a livelihood as well. We're going to build up a whole community, basically, and they're going to be a self-sustained place. So it's like everything works within itself. They don't have to put their hands out no more. And then once that starts working, and there will be cash flow coming in as well, we're going to, I don't know if you, there's a video, so there's a new invention that you can turn plastic into fuel, into oil. Mm-hmm. Now we linked up with a lot of top people who run the whole company, and we're pushing forward with this as well. So we're going to be getting all the people involved in this and working with, working towards that goal. So they'll still become self-sustained. And then after that, the money that we start making from that, we'll use it in another country, another location. And this is how I'm going to spend my life now. It's like I'm going to go to one spot and just keep using this same type of formula and keep it rotating. But I think the main way it's going to work is, which I do say to everyone, is the people. If all of us come together, unity, there's so much more strength in it. So the more people that can come together, the easier it will be. Because I feed 10 children, and it's like £3.50. You buy a coffee at Starbucks for £3.50, and that feeds 10 children. So you can imagine that, if more of us came together, we can really change stuff around. So
yeah. So I'm going to jump to a question, because I know I just saw somebody ask, is there opportunities to volunteer? So tell us how, and this is all levels, how can people help you, from monetary, from money, to actually going on location and volunteering, to, I know we talked about something called ring pools, explain what those are. So give us as many things as you can of how can we do something right now to help what you're doing?
Okay, so the main thing, I always say, the power share. Go to my page, find my main video, share any videos that touch your heart. Now, the touch your heart is going to touch someone else's heart. So share my videos, because right now I'm talking to you, I'm talking to all these people from over the world, because people have just been sharing my story. And I always say, I'm one share away from something magnificent. So that's always my first thing. I've got a donation page. You'll find that on my social media. Someone might drop it down in one of the links. Mm-hmm. So donating. Now, how I look at it is that there's about 80% of the world is working class people, a little bit less. And if a lot of us just start donating, like I said, £1. Like if 1 million people, there's 7.5 billion people in the world. If 1 million people donated £1 a month, within a year, everything I've dreamt of will be done. And then I'll be changing over to other locations. So that's another thing. So helping, a lot of people want to send clothes, stuff like that. It's not as easy as it sounds, but we are setting that up. But what I'm trying to do now is that, so where we're going to be doing all the building stuff and all that, we're going to be moving to another place. I want to start getting people on board. So again, I've got to set this up. That's why I've got to go over there. So if you come over, I've got to make sure you've got somewhere to stay, and I've got to make sure that you've got stuff to do. So we're still in the early stages of this, but we've been talking to some people, electricians, chippies, stuff like that, plumbers, because we can get some people over to teach the local community these skills, so they can provide them skills and use them for themselves. So, but there is so many ways that people can help. But the main thing is I'll get over there and I'll start to make all this happen, so people come over and then they've got stuff to do.
Yeah, and something about the ring pulls. Can you explain those?
Okay, yeah. So the ring pulls. So when you open up your can of drink, your Cokes, you get the little ring pulls. Okay.
Yeah.
So the charity that I'm working with now, the Purple Community Fund, so the kids that we take on, we also try to help out their families. So we start making handbags, clothes, jewelry, all out of these ring pulls, and the bags are amazing. So we're giving another way for the families to make money. So you got the mums make all the bags and stuff like that. and they get paid through this. So not only that the child is a part of the program that we set up, the parents are getting money. They don't have to go through rubbish and do the scrounging, the scavenging. So we provide jobs for them. So the more ring pulls that we can get in, the more people we can give jobs, and the more opportunities it is for them to just not to put their hand out all the time, because they have they got their own morals and they don't want to be putting their hands out and asking for help. So this is a way that we can take that away.
So in America, I don't know that we call them ring pulls, but they're like the little tabs on the Coke cans or the pop cans. So if let's say people in America start collecting the little tabs, which, I mean, if you're drinking any sort of pop, soda, seltzer water, anything that comes in a can, it wouldn't take much just to start collecting those things, right? So once they collect them, what do they do? Where do they send them? Is this a part of your donation page?
Okay, yeah. So reach out to me, because now I'm starting to build a little team, because so much is going on. I need a team of people. So, mostly it'd be Amy. Amy will mostly reach out to you. And she's
been commenting in the comments. She's covered you. She's got it.
So yes, Amy is a magnificent. So Amy, that's the story as well. She came out from nowhere. She saw my story. She lives in Barcelona now, and she came out and she's been helping me so much with the social media side. Yeah. So contact me on my page and send me a message, and I'll link you up with Amy, and Amy will tell you everything what to do. So
yeah. Perfect. Okay, I want to ask you a couple more questions. So one thing is, what has this whole situation and finding your purpose and finding something greater than yourself and helping these people who are in like extreme need, what's the big lesson that you've taken away from this? Like, what's the one thing that you've learned that's kind of like been a life-changing lesson for you?
Oh, I don't know if I can find one thing. It's so hard.
I know. Every time I say one. Maybe.
So gratitudes and I'll say happiness as well, because one thing that really, really got me, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying to process it. So when I'm going through this rubbish dump site, everybody's happy, everyone's smiling, and I was just like, why are you not so happy? You have nothing. You see these people digging at the food out these bags, which have been sitting there for the whole day in the sun. I'm like, they live in these little shanties, so small. The place, I mean, people go and check out my page. You'll see so much videos of how these people live. And I just got to understand, why are you so happy? And then you got people like in England, where I'm from, everyone's miserable. Everyone's moaning and, moaning about the smallest things. And so I think, being grateful for what we got and awareness of what's really going on in the world, and how, we need to come together. We need to make a change, because if the people who's watching my story, if you was in their position, living over there like that, and there's people like us living in the world that could easily help, okay, I'm sure you'd be very annoyed and upset that there's people in the world that can help and we're not doing nothing. But then again, on our side, we're a bit naive, we're a bit blinded to this, because you watching your program and then the adverts come on, and then some charity thing comes on, you think, oh, that's so sad, and then your program comes back on and you forget, and you watch it so many times, you get normal to it. So I think what I've been doing with sharing my videos and that is made awareness, because there's so many mums and dads who've been getting in contact with me saying, oh my God, I'm looking at my kid and I'm looking at these kids living on the streets. Like, how can I help? So it's really build awareness. So yeah, I'll say, awareness, gratitude, and happiness. Yeah. That's like the main things I've learned. And I just want to make a difference.
I love that. So last thing, I want you to think about like the people that are watching. So we've already talked about ways that you can help, and please make sure you're looking at the comments. We have all of your social media pages are on there, the website that you need to donate. Like after this, there's no excuse for people not to do something to help, right? Awareness should create some form of action. But I want you to talk directly to the people that are watching that maybe we're in a position like you that are looking for a purpose that's greater than themselves, right? Like we're not essentially on earth just to serve ourselves. There's something greater that we're meant to accomplish. And I'm sure that everybody watching is feeling that pull within themselves. Like there's something greater that I need to do. So from your perspective, what would you say that what's the first step in meeting that nudge inside that says there's something more? What's the first step that you think that they should take?
We all come on this earth, okay? We're all are capable of achieving anything we want. Somewhere down the line, we get clouded with this stuff. And, you know, you just got to keep, I think we lose our belief, we lose our faith in stuff. One thing I did actually learn is to giving to those who are less fortunate is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. And I think people forget these little things. So, you know, if you're trying to, you're in my position, just have belief, have faith, believe the law of attraction, whatever you want, believe in God, however you want to say it, that, you know, you can do this. And people will be out there be like, nah, you know, that might not work. You know, it might put a negative thing on it, but believe that you can. And there's people like myself are out there. So I started on social media, and the amount of people, because I thought the world wasn't as good as I thought it was, but the amount of people that's come forward now who wants to help. There are people out there who want to help and who will team up. So, you know, believe in yourself. That's my main thing.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, Simon, any final words before we sign off? Anything you want to close out and say?
Oh, Jesus. The main thing I always say, yeah, you'll see one of my videos. I've got so much videos. The power of share, okay? I'm always one share away from something magnificent. So if you're watching this, please share some of my posts. Write something as well, because when you just press share, it's like I see some stuff and I just press share, just random share, you know, and people don't really take notice. So when you share my video, write something like this amazing guy, put some emojis that, wow, you know, people are more likely to click on it. And, you know, if you share the videos that touch your hearts, it's going to touch other people's hearts. And that's going to be the biggest thing that's going to help me. I never really ask for money. That's always my first thing, share, because I believe in that everything else will come.
Yeah.
But the main thing is now I need to build awareness. I need to see the world, make the world see what's going on. So that's the main thing. And, you know, then, yes, you know, if you can donate. And don't think about, oh, you know, you got to donate something big. Donate £1, okay? £1 is nothing. Donate a coffee, £3.50 a month.
Yeah.
Because it's about numbers. Again, there's 7.5 billion people in the world. If I can get 1 million people donating a pound is nothing, okay? Yeah. I'll make massive changes with this. We will make massive changes with this. And once people start seeing the changes that we can do when we come together as one, more people will get involved.
Yeah. I love that. Simon, thank you so much. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for sharing your story. Once again, if you're watching live, there's comments that have all of the links to his Facebook, his Instagram. If you are looking for how to donate, please go there. Share. He has some amazing videos on his Facebook that's bringing light to what's happening in the Philippines, and with this, which is mind-blowing, over 100,000 people living in a dump. Simon, I'm so thankful for people like you on this earth who are living beyond themselves and are encouraging other people. So let's join, let's donate, yep. Let's create awareness, and let's help Simon change the world.
Oh yeah, one more thing. So yeah, I'm working with Purple Community Fund now. I'm a part of the team. I'm happy to be part of the team. So check out their page, Purple Community Fund. Press like, press share, follow them, because, you know, we're trying to build these numbers up. So yeah, if we could do that as well, that'd be amazing. But like I said, main thing, share my posts. Let's build awareness. Let's make a difference. I'm willing to really put my life on the line for this. So all I need is a little bit of support from everyone, and I'm happy to put my life down for this.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for everybody's tuning in. Thank you for having me, and thanks for helping.
Of course. And thank you all. Make sure you connect. Make sure that you share. And make sure that you live beyond yourself. Do something for others today and this week, and live your purpose. Simon, thank you so much.